Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Attorney Trials and Tribulations. In the last episode, we kicked off the investigation, or the second investigation of the murder of Cain Bullard in the stolen Turnabout. And, yeah, we're basically just kind of... I'm a little lost right now. I don't exactly know what the heck's going on. We don't really have too much information. But hopefully it'll all sort itself out by the end of it. So, yeah, let's just keep moving on. Do not present, I'm sorry. Alright. October 13th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room. Mr. Wright! Mr. Delight! Did they finish their interrogation? Yes, but please don't leave me alone anymore! Mr. Delight, you lied to us before, didn't you? Well, you see... On the same night as the Sacred Urn was stolen from the Lordly Taylor department store, a blackmail letter you got summoned you to KB Security to hand over some money, and then that's where the CEO, Cain Bullard, was murdered. But there's only one Ron Delight, am I right? So the only question is, where were you that night? This time I want to hear the whole truth. Your life depends on it. Okay. Mr. Delight, do you still insist that you are MaskDeMasque? Isn't that what I've been saying since yesterday? That was a quick response. Tell me about it. To be honest, it's starting to get irritating. But listen, Mr. Delight! At the trial today, we learned the true identity of the thief, didn't we? Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find the rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. I guess it's true. I wasn't the one who stole that urn. Of course not. After all, you were at KP Security at the time. So then the person dressed up as MaskDeMasque in this photo... It's gotta be Detective Atme. So that night, you didn't go to Lordly Taylor, you went to KB Security, right? Yes, I went to KB Security at the time the blackmail note said I should. Oh, right! What happened next? Well, I used to work there, so I knew where the CEO's office was. I knocked, but there was no answer. So then I used the keycard to unlock the door. That's probably when he dropped his wallet. When I went into the CEO's office, someone was in there. Someone? At me. Then suddenly they bashed me over the head. Bam! Was it Cain Bullard that hit you? I don't know. The person ran away while I was still stunned. When I came to my senses, the sight I saw left me speechless. The dead body of the CEO was right there in front of me. I thought I'd die myself. Anyway, I thought I should do something with the body. So that's why you put it in the safe? Yes, that's right. I used to be the chief of one of the security teams, so I knew how to open it. Okay, what did you do after that? Well, I got out of there for starters. I was the one who set up the security cameras in that building. So I knew how to avoid being spotted by them. Nick, all of a sudden, Mr. Delight kind of sounds like the murderer to me. Please don't say that. Mr. Delight, is it true that 1 year ago, you were forced to quit KB Security? How did you... I'm begging you, please don't tell Desi, please! Don't worry, we haven't told anyone yet. Phew, thank goodness. No, I suppose I'll have to tell her sometime. She'll find out eventually. Why have you been hiding it from her anyway? Desi would despise me if she ever found out I was living a life of crime. A criminal, a thief, she'd never forgive me. My marriage would be over. Knowing that, why did you become a thief in the first place? Because Desi spends money like it's water. There's no job in the world that could bring in enough money. Except being a thief. At least that's what I thought anyway. So he became MaskDeMasque for Desiree, huh? So was this blackmail letter written by KB Security's CEO, Kane Bullard? I think so, probably. You can only get into the CEO's office if you have a key card. The blackmail letter said to me to KB Security. Then no one else other than Mr. Bullard could have written the letter. I'm sorry, I keep switching the pronunciation of his name. The buzzer went off just once around the time that Bullard was killed. Oh, that's scary. Do you know anything about that, Mr. Delight? Sorry, I'm afraid I don't. Why am I not surprised by how clueless he is anymore? That's an emergency buzzer from the CEO's office. Don't press it, it makes a terrible racket. Sorry, I just love making a lot of noise. Does this buzzer have something to do with the case? Well, at this point, I don't really know yet. After all, there were no prints on it, or anything else for that matter. This list, we found it in the office of the CEO, Mr. Bullard. Hey, this is a list of all the things MaskDeMasque stole! And that's the value of each item listed next to them. $100,000, $150,000. Are you sure that's the value of the stolen items? The numbers seem a little low to me. Even on the black market, the prices should be at least 3 times higher than that. I guess he knows about that stuff because he used to be a security guard. Or because he's a thief. I'm kidding. Hey, this is an article about my debut heist. Boy, that was a tough one. Before I knew it, they were hot on my trail. But MaskDeMasque, he must have gotten away, right? It says in the article that he disappeared. That's right, I got a sudden burst of inspiration. I hid my MaskDeMasque costume in a nearby plastic bucket. Then I quickly changed into my security guard uniform. Pretty clever, eh? Wow! Awesome! Hey, hold the phone. The guard in this photo. Is this you, Mr. Delight? That's right. Nice trick if I do say so myself. Nice and easy to figure out. Even pearls could see through that in a heartbeat. But as you might expect, Detective Adme found the disguise. He truly deserves the title of ace detective. Detective Adme found the MaskDeMasque disguise? That's interesting. Yes, and I heard that he brought it home with him. So that's it. That's when Adme got his hands on this. Thanks to that, I got the chance to remake my costume. That must have been really time-consuming, huh? Yes, it took quite a while to complete. Anyway, a few days after that, I received the first of blackmail letters. Blackmail letters? What are you talking about? Hurry, tell me what you mean. Hey, calm down. Don't get so worked up. This blackmail letter. Is this the first one you got? No, of course not. But this is the first one that ever actually called me out to a specific location. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Eminon heist. That first letter, it said, I know you did it. So someone found out about your true identity just like that? It's not easy being a master thief, you know. I've got proof that it was you, so give up, it went on to say. So in the end, I had to give up the treasure I went through all that trouble to steal. Is that right? Hey, hang on a second, what do you mean you had to give it up? Oh, don't worry. After I put the jewel in the safe deposit box the letter specified, someone sent me $10,000. No one said anything about me being worried, you know. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. Plans? Oh, it's at the top. What are these plans you're talking about? They were instructions on how to steal a crown or painting or some other rare treasure. They showed security blind spots, escape routes, and even suggested training methods. So you mean that the one who planned the heist wasn't you? No, it wasn't. I only planned the very first one. After that, I received plans from some very kind person, incredibly detailed plans. And sounds like Mr. Delight is thankful to the person that was blackmailing him. So Ron Delight was MaskDeMasque after all? But someone else is behind the thefts. Someone who planned it all out in detail. All I had to do was deposit the treasures I stole into the safe deposit box. Then I just waited for the cash to come in the mail. Could you try not to look so gleeful about it? So you went after the Sacred Urn because of one of those plans too? Well, see, the truth is, I've never seen the urn. All I did was follow the instructions and steal what I was told to steal. Mr. Delight, is everything you've just told me the truth? Yes, but please don't tell Desi, okay? Ron, before we go, there's one more thing I want to ask you. Yes, but please don't hurt me. Mr. Kane Bullard, do you swear that it wasn't you who killed him? Yes, of course! I could never! I'm not lying! All I did was hide his body in the safe. Well, I was afraid they'd discover what I did, so I turned myself in yesterday. Why? Well, if the judge had ruled that I was guilty of robbery, then I'd have an alibi, right? I guess so. You're really clever, Mr. Delight. I guess I have no choice but to take Mr. Delight as his word. Hey! Pearly! I'm back! Hey, Pearls. So what have you been up to this whole time? The Sacred Urn, Mr. Nick. I took it back to Karain Village to have it examined. And what'd you find out? Well, there's no need to worry. They said it's the real urn. Phew! That's a relief. I was really worried. But there's one small problem. Problem? These cute little pink splotches. They said that it's paint and that they were put on the urn recently. Why are we talking about the pink splotches again? What's the big deal? What's the big deal? We gotta find out how they got there. That's the big deal. Yes, Mr. Nick, we gotta find out how they got there. Okay, we'll go find out how they got there. But please don't forget about me. We won't forget about you, Ron. I love you, okay? You're a little cinnamon roll, and I love you very much. I would never, ever forget about you, okay? I'm sorry. I do love Ron. He's very, very cute, and I love his character. He's adorable. October 13th, Lorelei Taylor, Basement Warehouse. Oh, Pearl, how nice to see you. Hello there. I haven't seen you around lately. What have you been up to? Well, actually, I was having this urn examined. Oh, I see. Maybe if we take another good look at this urn, we can figure out the mystery of what actually happened here. Nick, let's look around one more time. See? We got our Sacred Urn back. That's really wonderful. But we're not entirely convinced it's the same urn. Miss Andrews, we want you to cooperate with us. Is it the Cyclock? It's the Cyclock. It's gotta be the Cyclock. This box, there's something about it that's bothering me. That's the box that the Sacred Urn was in. It looks like there's some pink paint on it, too. And it's definitely the same color as the stuff on the urn. I think I know how the paint got on it now. Oh, right! Let's investigate again, Nick! It looks to me like it's been dry for several days. There's something suspicious about this paint mark. The bottom left part of it is shaped oddly and it's shocking pink. Mr. Nick, could it be that this odd shape is... Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. I figured that out on the first day. That's the box the Sacred Urn was in. If you look here, there's a little bit of paint on the box as well. Wow, you're right! Look, it matches! What is it, Mr. Nick? This is all turning out exactly as I thought it would. I think it's all starting to become clear. We're that much closer to solving the mystery of what happened to the urn. Here we go, Adrian. Miss Andrews, do you know anything about the Sacred Urn? Do I know anything? I'm in charge of the entire treasure exhibit! The urn that was submitted before the court today. It's obviously not the same urn as before. Well, that's true. Maybe it isn't the same. It could be a fake. A fake? You're the one who said it wasn't the same, so that's the most obvious explanation. Do you have any evidence that the urn was submitted at the trial was genuine? Sorry to break it to you, but the urn is the genuine article. Pearls went back to Karine Village and had it examined. Is that right? That's nice, but I don't see how... What she discovered was that the vase was broken. Again. Did you say again? Yes, it was broken once, a year ago, and now it looks like the same thing has happened. And quite recently, too. Recently? Are you saying that this urn was broken recently? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. I literally just said that. Is it a treasure exhibit poster? This poster, it was made recently, right? Poster? Oh, the poster for the exhibit. At the time when the photo was taken, the urn said I am on it. But now, for some reason, it says Ami. When the urn was fixed, the letters were transposed. Ah! I am? What does that even mean? I don't know anything about that. I wasn't even there when the photo for this poster was taken. That was a mistake. Now tell me the truth. Wait! Even if the urn was broken, I had nothing to do with it. Huh? Yes, that's it! It must have been one of the people at the photo shoot! They probably dropped it. I'm sure that's what happened. It looks like I still haven't broken the entire cyclock. Do you have any proof that the urn was broken here, Lily Taylor? The pink splotches, I guess. Well, Miss Andrews? What is that supposed to mean? There is pink paint all over this urn. And there is pink paint all over the floor and walls of this basement warehouse. In other words, this urn was broken there. You can't weasel out of this one, Miss Andrews. But... Uh-oh, she's trying to make her escape. But you can get pink paint anywhere. Well, there's none in my office, that's for sure. Well, there is in my room. Liar. Anyway, the paint on the urn and the paint on the floor. There's no proof that it's the same paint. Come on, this is getting ridiculous. The proof linking the paint on the urn to the paint on the floor is... This box. The urn was stored in this, right? Yes, that's right. Well, there's pink paint on this box as well. I think you already know where I'm going with this, don't you? Yes, more or less. The paint on the floor has an odd shape imprinted in it, doesn't it? Yes. If you put this box into the impression of the paint, you can see it fits perfectly. Which means that this box was dropped right there. And that is when the urn was broken. Your name does you justice, Mr. Wright. I'm so sorry. I was the one who broke the urn. Boy, does this make me feel like some sort of evil school teacher. I'm a terrible person. Not only did I break it, but I tried to hide what I did. Well, that's not so hard to understand, is it, Pearlie? No, not at all. I know just how she feels. It happened about 2 weeks ago. Just after the poster photo was taken on the same day the urn arrived here, I thought I put it away down there for safekeeping. I was carrying it in the box when I tripped on a paint can and lost my balance. The box I was carrying crashed to the ground. I heard a terrible noise and I thought my heart was going to stop. Fearing the worst, I opened the lid of the box and that's when it happened. The broken pieces of the urn fell out of the box and landed right in the paint. I was in shock and let out a huge scream. I can totally see how that could have happened. Yeah, as clumsy as she is, I'm sure Maya understands. Well, I knew it was the most important treasure in all of Karine Village. So I tried as hard as I could to fix it. Fortunately, the shards were pretty big. And that's when the I am got changed to Ami? I didn't know how it was originally written, but any sane person fixing it would have assumed it said Ami. Any sane person? Really? Oh, Pearls. She said she wasn't very good at spelling. Anyway, I put the urn into the storeroom and no one had seen it since then. But there's something I don't get. When we first came here, I didn't see any paint stains. Well, that's because it was so ugly and embarrassing. I used the golden statue to cover it. The Ami face statue. Haha! The first time that we came down here, it was on the night that the Sacred Urn was stolen.
But Mr. Nick! There were no paint marks on the walls or floor of the warehouse when we were here.
Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive on the mountain training hall. And? I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I see. Now it makes perfect sense.
But there's still one thing I find strange.
What is it, Pearl?
The day after the urn was stolen, we came here again. At that time, the statue had been moved and the paint was clearly visible.
She's right about that. Well, Miss Andrews? Huh? What? I don't know anything about that. I placed it there to cover the paint, so why would I move it again? Well then, who was it? Who would have done it and why? On the day before the theft, the statue was definitely closer to the door. Then the next day, it was moved. But why? Why? It looks like there's some connection between the Sacred Urn and the murder case. But why? Why do you think so, Nick? Because that night, the real thief, Rhonda Light, was at KB Security. So then why did another MaskDeMasque show up there? A lot of different things are pointing to one undeniable fact.
One undeniable fact?
The murder trial is starting tomorrow. It looks like that thief is going to be making another appearance. Why do I feel like we still don't know anything about the murder case? I feel like there's been nothing that's really actually been uncovered, and everything is just going to be uncovered at the trial. So I guess we've just gotta wait until then. That is it for this episode. Roll the end card.
Objection! You haven't hit like and subscribe yet! Hold it! You forgot to ring the bell to get notified whenever I upload! Take that! Click here to watch more of my videos! Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye!